Hey guys, Corey Hedden from Free Play here. We are out at Free Play Denton getting set up for our Halloween party, but we wanted to give you a quick kind of look at our spooky game lineup for October. All right guys, so the first thing we did for the month of October was we took our pinball lineup and we made it super haunted and spooky. And there's no pinball more spooky than Spookies, America's Most Haunted, next to The Shadow, next to Creature from the Black Lagoon, one of the all-time great pinballs right here. And you can't find this in very many places. A mid-90s release, didn't have that huge of a run, and it's kind of shied away from most retro arcades or barcades because it's hard to keep running, but here it is. Next to a Monster Bash, an all-time classic. Next to, now this one is not actually like haunted or spooky, but we can't remove it because it's themed for this arcade, our custom Denton Heat, custom artwork, custom backglass, custom playfield, custom sounds. There's nothing like it in the world, and we love it just because it's so different. And a lot of people talk about it. Hollywood Heat is the base for this pinball. But a lot of people kind of say, Hollywood Heat wasn't that great or anything, the backglass and everything. We've kind of taken everything that was great about Hollywood Heat, saved it, and brought it to Denton Heat here. And I love it because it's so different than a lot of the modern pinballs being made. It plays a lot like, you've got two little mini play fields. It's really great, and it's totally unique here at Free Play Denton. Next to a stand-up Crazy Taxi, next to a side-by-side linked with working card readers, Initial D, version 3. Next to an Atari Paperboy, a dedicated factory conversion Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection, working card readers, working PS2 ports. Next to one of 100 color tappers, signed by Lauren Featherstone, previous world record holder, broke it at Free Play Arlington. Next to NBA Jam TE, running the ROM set that lets you do the fatalities and everything that later was taken out. Next to it, just one of our standbys, Miss Pack. Next to a Place Choice 10, fully loaded with awesome stuff, including Duck Hunt with a working light gun. Really cool to see at a retro arcade or a barcade. Next to one of my favorites, Crystal Castles. Next to a Williams Narc, super ridiculous. You're fighting drugs by blowing everyone up. Next to a Great Dig Dug, next to a game that's just kind of stuck here too for a while because we found a zombie flamingo, and it's House of the Dead 2, so definitely during like a Halloween season, it's playing great and it gets to live here forever. Next to an Area 51, next to a Space Invaders Deluxe, next to a Gap because they're out there moving games right now. This is going to host Super Pack once it comes back. Next to a Tubin with the working marquee, working lights. Next to a Great Marble Madness. Next to a Color Vector, Atari Tempest, great game. And then we'll kind of walk through here. Next to a super rare Gottlieb Reactor, kind of a prestige game. You don't see it very often, and you definitely don't see it in this kind of condition, playing amazing. Next to, every time I walk by it, I have to say it's the surprise hit. We thought this was gonna be like kind of a filler game that got rotated off really fast, but everyone loves Diagogo. So here it is, still here. It might never leave. Next to one of those all-time classics, Frogger. Next to 1943, early shmup, but really well executed, really well polished. It's an awesome game. Next to what's been called the best Sega Outrun in the country. Fully rebuilt from the ground up, tons of NOS parts in there. Running those super Outrun ROMs so that you can have successful free play. It's playing great. We've had some of the highest scores ever set on this with world record runs planned. Next to just one of those great all-time classic Williams games, Robotron 2084. Next to its kind of cousin, its brother, Smash TV. Next to a new game here, Afterburner. We thought Outrun was so successful here, we should go ahead and bring its cousin, Afterburner. Next to Kung Fu Master, one of those games that's been requested for years. We just never put it out. We have tons in the collection, but here it is. Next to that Burger Time classic. And then if you don't know anything about this place, we've got 50 taps on the wall. You got the staff over there eating lunch and everything. But up here, we've got another new release. Something no one ever thought they'd see at Free Play Denton because it is $6 after tax to come in right now. But here it is. Killer Queen has landed at Free Play Denton. And it's a huge hit, super success. We've kind of gone from like skeptical of Killer Queen to totally team Killer Queen. I think at this point, unless there's someone out there that I don't know about, we own more Killer Queen machines than any other arcade chain, period. Then we got our small candy cab lineup right here. This is basically what it normally is. They change these games sometimes, but it's normally Super Turbo right here, Vampire Savior right here. I can go ahead and spoil something in it not that long. These are gonna be spread out, and there's gonna be a Super Neo 29. No. Actually, the MVS4 is gonna come here. The U4 is gonna come straight from Japan to kind of complete our candy cab lineup. Then we've got the bartender favorites. Everyone loves it. Soul Calibur, really cool. Classic, actual dedicated control panel layouts instead of the normal where you see the 4 buttons just kind of squared off. Sorry, Centipede, one of those games you have to have, just all-time classic. Next to a similar game, The Simpsons, 4 players, awesome, beat 'em up. Magic Sword, one of those beat 'em ups that we've had in many of our arcades. It does really well, it's a lot of fun to play side by side. Then we have, this has been our most successful shmup, period, Viper Phase 1. It's done better than like the 1942s and the 1943s. It's done better than the Raidens. Viper Phase 1 has just done really great. Then we've got a Mortal Kombat 2. Used to have Mortal Kombat 1 here, and it just turns out that Mortal Kombat 2 has that extra layer of polish, extra layer of kind of competitiveness that everyone remembers. Like Mortal Kombat 1, everyone thinks they remember. Mortal Kombat 2 is what you're remembering. Next to Track and Field, all-time great game. This control panel has been replaced multiple times because people hit it so much to run or throw or move faster. Next to a 4-player Turtles. That is next to a game that's getting shifted around, Atari Asteroids. Kind of cool, kind of special note. Soon to come next to the Asteroids, it's gonna be a lunar lander. We haven't had it free play for, I don't even know, years. But we're bringing our lunar lander back out while we have a couple other games come back. Head out to get repaired, head out to the spa. So Asteroids, Lunar Lander, same location, coming up soon. All right, guys, so we've got Space Gun. One of these games that we sourced, and after we sourced it, they started popping up at every other retro arcade or bar game. Really kind of a cool gun game, force feedback. You've got a pedal action to hide and to come back out. Really cool mechanics and a ton of fun, kind of as like an introductory rail gun game. Next to a game that has a pretty brutal learning curve, Title Kicks, but you don't see this anywhere. It's so cool running original hardware, not emulated, not any of that nonsense, and working perfectly, and one of the best kicks machines you'll find ever, all original. And then next to it is kind of a coincidence. In a kicks cabinet, you've got Taito Romstar's Arkanoid, you know, one of those all-time classic great paddle games, and it's done super well here. I don't know if we could ever move it out. And then a free play favorite that we put out in a lot of locations, that Aerosmith shooter that you remember, but you can't remember the name, Revolution X. Music is the weapon. Fire CDs, blow people up. Ridiculous, fight the power, but it's a ton of fun. All right, and now guys, we're gonna head to that secret back room. All right guys, so to continue that spooky pinball lineup, and like I said, we went really hardcore going through our entire collection to find a good, diverse, spooky pinball lineup. So here it is, Gottlieb's Black Hole, back in life, back in action, lower playfield, fully functional, working great, and I mean, quite spooky itself. Next to, you know, kind of the king of spook himself, Tales from the Crypt. Really cool, kind of a goofy game, but still great. And then an actual great game, Scared Stiff, Elvira's second release. You don't see this very often out in the public, and you definitely don't see it at places that have 50 beers on tap. Next to the new Stern, the Munsters. Really cool premium with the lower play field. And then probably everyone's favorite pinball in that kind of spooky theme. Certainly the one that most people remember the most, Addams Family, one of the most manufactured, highest rated, all-time great pinballs, and here it is. Then we've got a line of all-time classics, great. I mean, we've got that Heaven is a Place on Earth sign that you can find on Instagram everywhere. And this was kind of our representation. Donkey Kong, Mario Brothers, Galaga, and Tron. Just, I mean, super loaded, all playing great, all super all-time classics. And now right here, this is super rare. Not just because it's a red tint. Red tints by themselves are rare, other people might have them. But it's playing versus, original versus balloon fight, which means each screen goes against each other. This is a totally unique version of Balloon Fight that only exists as versus Balloon Fight, has never been ported, doesn't exist in any other way, and it is a super unique experience because each level scrolls up and down independently on each side of the screen. So very, very cool. We don't know how much longer we're gonna have this out. We'll probably switch it back so we have something that more people recognize, like Super Mario on one side, and you know, Castlevania on the other. But versus balloon fight, super rare, super cool. So come play it while it's still here. And it's next to, this is not the rarest game here, just because we have a ton of super rare games, but a sit-down Joust cocktail, fewer than 500 ever made. One of them is sitting here working just mint condition. We've had, you know, world record runs, high score runs done on this machine. And guys, free play is $6 after tax. This is an amazing deal. A crazy amount of lineup change that happens, constant shifting, and constant amazing games coming in here. So get down to Free Play Denton. The spooky pinball lineup's gonna last probably most of the way through the end of the year. But if you're watching this in 2020, I bet the entire lineup's changed. So get here now, get here then. Just keep coming to Free Play Denton.